All right, this is that little coffee cup. Hit it to subscribe and like it, and here we go again. All right, good morning, boys and girls. Here we go. Still working on these. I got like 4 of them to do. One of the guys is finishing, but yeah, it's a long, tedious project. But anyway, we're working on that for that other machine still at the guy who's doing all the other work. But anyway, we're going to go on today, and we're starting our world tour, and that's going to be pretty cool. And we're going to start in Mexico. Not here where we do, but we're going to start in Mexico. The original idea was to try to have coffee shipped from each country, but yeah, I was a little naive. That's not always easy to do, actually. But anyhow, anyway, it's a great morning. We're going to have some fun today, and we just saw we made a nice coffee for the morning. The roosters are going off. But anyway, yeah, we're going to start in Mexico, through Guatemala, like Panama, all the Central America, South America countries. But yeah, it's a little naive. It's hard to get coffee shipped from each country and to find it. You can get that coffee shipped from places in the U.S. and all over. So I think we might have to go that way and relax that rule. But we're going to start with the Mexico in the beginning. We're just going to pick a coffee from Mexico, not every little region right off, and do one from each country and head around through Africa and Indonesia, Vietnam, and all the way around Cambodia, all the stuff, and then we will circle back, and the last stop will be right here at home. And then we'll probably do each country separately and spin the country clockwise or counterclockwise or something and do the coffees. They're really fun. So the coffee from Mexico's en route, and you can see that little button. We have our Etsy shop has a lot going on, and we're going to do a little Patreon, just like $1 a person, whatever you want to do. And, that's going to be to buy the coffee, because we aren't going to ask for free coffee. In theory, we're going to buy it from the country, and they would roast it or whatever and mail it to us. But that might be a little harder logistically than I thought. We'll do that when we can. But yeah, so we're going to just start like that, and it's going to be really fun. And we're just going to taste them. We're going to grind it up, make them all in Pavoni and taste them and see how it is. We're going to be more on the positive side than trying to compare who's better and what, but we're just going to see the niceness of each one. We're going to do that tour because it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll do that and all kinds of stuff. And then we got Goldie. This was the first one I did with the brew head gaskets. So anyway, I'm going to just look underneath this one because I'm going to do a little modification. And sometimes when I put them up for a little while, you can do this with any, I just take some paper towels and I stuff them in there, right? And then they absorb the last of the moisture. And send that flying. And they absorb the last of the moisture. So that's pretty good. And then it's just slightly damp and all of that. So what I want to do is open the bottom of this because I'm going to redo. This was the gold. This was like a heat paint I thought would be the best paint, but actually it wasn't the best paint. It wore off really quick, so that was a good experiment. You just assume that high temp heat paint would be the best for these bottoms, but in actuality it wasn't that great. This one I modified with the base because it was originally, with the metal and the asbestos bottom and the rubber bottom, and some of I like those rubber bottoms, but some of the older ones are now starting to deteriorate so much they leave marks everywhere. So I've tried to clean them and stop that, but it really hasn't. So I've went to Tudor's little rings, and I'm just adapting these black plastic bottoms to some of these. You have your 2 screw holes in the side, but the black bottom doesn't quite line up to it. Like, see this one? So the holes, it doesn't really hold it in that well. Many others we put I make a little lip here, maybe with Sugru or something to screw a screw in and hold it in better. And on the last one where I thought the heating element was going, it was just the water was coming through these little holes that had sat in some counter water. So when I lifted the machine upside down, it got water around, a little moisture. So it was worrisome, but it actually turned out to be just something like that. And I haven't really looked under here in a long time. And I need to add, see, this is a really old element. I don't really like the wires on it, and I got to redo the, see how this has the little hole in there? I got to redo the, look, it goes pretty far. I like these. They have a little tub. I got to redo the thermal fuse in there. I realized that I'd kind of, this is kind of a little jankety, Stevie. See how this wire, look, it's all, look at that thing, is almost gone. So yeah, this definitely needs a new wire, a new wiring job. I think that's just from this thing going bad. But yeah, I'm going to redo the wiring. This has a cap heating element. It's not looking the best, but it's hanging in there, so I'm not going to mess with it really. I'm going to redo the wiring. But yeah, that was some, I have a couple things here in one piece, but I really need to look at this wiring. It's all hokey. So I'm going to redo that, and who knows, we may even pop that element off. But I think I'm going to leave it on. It's original. I don't like this right here, but you know what? It's still working, so we'll redo the wiring. And a lot of times they just keep working anyway. But yeah, there we go. And I really got to redo the base on this because it doesn't look good. So this one probably will. This one's going to have a nice motif I started with on another machine, but it's going to end up there. So that's what's going on. So we got to fix the wiring on whole goalie. It was a little sketchy there. Yeah, no fuse. Pop it out, Stevie. And yeah, this is one of my first machines. And yeah, shoot. I know I've had that off, but you can see that the... No, I don't think I took this element off. I really don't. I think I just taped this up because I didn't want to disturb it. But if I do have to disturb it, I do have Tudor's ring, because these rings never work again, or they really rarely work well. And of course we're going to do a thermal fuse, and we're going to redo this wiring because it isn't great, and I thought it was popping a little breaker, but yeah, this one's bad. It needs a new wiring. These are all old, but I think we'll leave it intact for now, and if something gets weird, this will be a good project, and we'll get this baby off, which is going to be a cap, and they can be a bear, or they can be easy. So this is one of the original machines, and I think this is the second or third one I bought because my first one had a bad cap and everything. But yeah, there we go. It's going to be super cool. We got we'll do a little Patreon video, an announcement, and then we'll get our first coffee. I've been waiting for. It's supposed to ship pretty quick. I thought it'd be here by this weekend, but it's not. So we're going to start in Mexico. And then we will get some Guatemala coffee, which I got to order from somewhere. Anyone has places for each coffee, but I'm going to do like Guatemala, kind of in a line going east around the world, but because you go up and down, you're not going to be always able to move forward. So we're going to just work on that, Belize, Guatemala, Panama, Nicaragua, then any country that produces some coffee, Colombia, Brazil, we're going to get some of that coffee, and some of it we'll have shipped from the country, others we'll get where we can. Then when we get over towards Africa, we may have to rely on that stay guy from England to supply us with some coffees. That might be easier too. So then we'll move over into Asia, and I know there's some guys in Vietnam. We'll probably be able to get something shipped from there pretty easy, and then we'll continue on. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun. So each week we're gonna have an excellent coffee from a different country. We're gonna try it and do it all from scratch. We're gonna grind it up and do it a lot Pavoni, and we'll be making them. And then that Alex, who kind of Schitzer, I can't say his last name, but he kind of made his own version of that, and I was teasing him about original, but no, he's really a cool guy. And that guy, if you see him on YouTube, he does all kinds of stuff, man. He does a lot with skateboards, and he built a little house, so yeah, he's a badass. He does a lot of pretty cool stuff, so yeah, check him out. I was just giving him some, just some fun crap, but anyhow. Yeah, Misty Blue, I'm going to fire her up. I just made this on the inside, as you saw, and yeah, it's going to be really exciting. This round the world's going to be cool. I'm going to fix the wiring there, and maybe do some adaptation, and we'll make a couple of those adapters, because I realized I hadn't taken this baby apart for years and years and years, so I probably shouldn't have been using it, but I did, and I didn't like the way the breaker popped once, or the my power strip, but that's why it had bad wiring. So we're going to fix that. Yeah, and it's going to be a lot better, a lot safer. I didn't remember I pulled that thing out. That's how I learned about thermal fuses. But anyway, around the world.